But shifting into a serious gear, and you can actually pull this up on Yahoo, AP, and others have picked it up. This is not a joke. This is not satire. Once a week, we might have a little tiny sliver of satire, and we'll tell you when it is. This next report is serious. You could not make this up. In fact, show folks my document cam shot, please, of Yahoo News. Fox News zing CNN, MSNBC on holiday card, just like last year. And Fox actually put this out publicly on their website, on their corporate site. They sent this as their Christmas card to all the media. And none of the newspapers or publications that reported on this pointed out the real meaning of it. They say, oh, it's making fun of ABC and CBS and MSNBC. You know, it's implying that Fox is pulling ahead of even the mainline broadcast networks. No, that's not the point. There's 3 different Christmas cards here. And in it, the media is being drawn by the sheeple, by the sheep. And we'll go to some graphics of that. And it turns out they did this last year. They symbolized their viewers that pull the sled as sheep, as idiots that like mushrooms, need to be kept in the dark and fed horse manure. And then there's another one where they're roasting the NBC peacock. And if you go back to that one, it shows the sheep there in the shot on the side of the left and right. And they're saying the people on the left and right are sheep. It's this controlled paradigm. We're the foxes. We're screwing everybody. Oh, my God, this is so much fun. And see, if you study criminology, con artists, criminals, the thrill is conning the people. It's not just robbing the bank. It's the excitement of getting away with it. This is basic criminology. So the Presstitute Award does go to Fox News, selling out to the big mega banks that own them and control them. And to the Saudi Arabian royal family that owns something like 35% of Fox as well. So, yeah, these are real Christmas cards. Dana Bash is not really a Skeksis, but she is a sellout to the New World Order. And these really are real Christmas cards. You can pull the articles up yourself. So for Fox viewers out there who watch the teleprompter brainwashing channel, the zombie control channel, or any of the other zombie control channels, it gives you lots of flavors of Kool-Aid with cyanide in it, different networks. They think you're sheep. They think you're idiots. They think you're a joke. You know, I noticed years ago, other people, going back 5-6 years, made jokes about followers of Fox News being sheep, but I guess they actually, maybe Fox put those out themselves. I don't know. But there's literally no end to it. Okay, continuing here with the people that Fox News covers up for. And here's an alternate article, 5 things you should know about the FBI's massive new biometric database. And when you get pulled over, it's going in a database. Whatever your neighbors make up about you and reports is put in the database. Face scans, when you get a driver's license photo, it's really a face scan, put in a global database so that they can track you with face scanning cameras as you walk around the street. They're also getting your retina scans at the salon or at the bookstore. All these places now wanting iris scans. They've also got the wrap back system that integrates a whole bunch of other data they get from your employers and others, and fingerprints. They've got data sharing between agencies and private companies that sell the data you give them without ever telling you that. And they've got the NGI and secure communications, and that's all part of the federalization of local police and having them spying on you as well. So there's that article for you. But separately, the Village Voice is reporting on what we reported on first, Paul Watson at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com, in February of 2011, about 11 months ago. And then it was in we've shown you all these articles here in the past. It was in the El Paso Times, then Chicago Tribune, and then about 6-7 months after that, we see the New York Times come out and basically begin to admit, okay, the DEA, the FBI, the ATF, the Border Patrol, they're laundering not hundreds of millions, but billions of dollars, and they're running the drugs, and they're shipping guns into Mexico to blame it on the Second Amendment, as CBS News admitted. But they say this is to understand the drug trade. Folks, $500 billion a year, that's when it's shipped in. It's about 3 or 4 times that in actual profit. $500 billion a year of drugs is brought in, heroin, cocaine, and other things in this country. Of course, the big mega banks are involved, and they've all been caught being involved. Here's part of the Village Voice article. DEA agents got involved in the illegal scheme back in 2007 to infiltrate and take part in drug organizations in Mexico. The agents also helped the kingpin move a big shipment of cocaine through Dallas to Madrid. DEA agents posed as pilots offering to ship cocaine. And, of course, there's a New York Times whitewash on it. In fact, click on the New York Times link right there, because when we can, I'd rather just pull up there. There it is. There it is. And, of course, it's only coming out now because when they bust some of these cartel heads, when local police do, they end up going to trial, they declare national security, and the feds rush in and say, it's all true, release them, please. So that's what's, in fact, here is that New York Times. Yeah, there's the El Paso Times. You know, I told you a few months after us, the El Paso Times reported on it. But if you look it up, Paul Watson actually covered it in February before that. I mean, a lot of cocaine, a lot of drugs. And the government's not done with that. I mean, if they're going to be criminals, why not run little kidnapped kids? They use DynCorp for that, who runs CPS in most towns and cities. But people, when faced with something this evil at this magnitude, just can't believe it. Remember, I told you years ago about Fast and Furious, before it was even in the news, because of our DEA sources, Selica Still and others. And, I mean, people have been killed and put in prison over this info. I mean, the system just can't believe my bravado, but it's not bravado. They have to be confronted. I'm just committed. It's not confidence, it's commitment. It's not arrogance, it's dedication. I only wish I had more to give to humanity. I only wish I wasn't so weak. I only wish I was a better man and had a greater mind to present this, because I don't have the information, the faculties to even be able to present to you how bad this really is. Now, here's another one. Homeland Security monitors journalists. Specifically, the DHS announced that the NCO of its Offices and Operations Coordination and Planning can collect personal information from news anchors, journalists, reporters, anyone else who may use traditional and or social media in real time to keep their audience situated and aware and informed. And they've also have a big multi-million-dollar contract to record all talk radio and analyze it. So the criminals that have hijacked our nation and wrapped themselves in a flag are attempting to keep tabs on folks. And we're glad you're keeping tabs, because all that's happening is your agents who aren't evil are becoming uncompartmentalized and waking up to the big picture. I can't tell you how many military officers, how many feds, FBI, DEA, Border Patrol, different Justice Department, federal marshals send us information that turns out to be accurate over and over again, and who said it never made sense till I heard your show. And then I went and looked it up. It never made sense. Now it all clicks. That's right. Reality does click. That's a good term. Reality clicks. Certainly does. Here's another one. I mean, there's got to be 100 of these in the last 3-4 years. Another dim bulb terror patsy nabbed by FBI, and even corporate prostitute media has had to basically admit that the latest stooge, a naturalized Yugoslavian who made a video, no doubt at the urging of undercover employees, as they admit, described his desire to take out infidels. The video will undoubtedly make it easy for the government to convict the dim-witted would-be al-Qaeda-ite, when our government in the 90s really did give southern Serbia, Kosovo, over to the real al-Qaeda to run heroin through. They had to have that route into Europe unfettered. And it's over and over again. The media even has to admit that they just set up basically idiots who don't even have the means to do it, to basically carry out these different types of terror attacks. Now, shifting gears to some of the biggest and most important news of the night. Engineered doomsday is what one publication headline said. And you heard in the last month, oh my God, the Fed stopped a major U.S. university from publishing how they created a weaponized bird flu that would kill more than 90% of the humans it came in contact with. And the New York Times also ran with a story with a similar headline going over all of that. And what they finally admitted was that it was actually the government that funded this to happen. Let's read this quote. The most frightening research was done by scientists at the medical center in Rotterdam who sought to discover how likely it is that a bird flu virus designated H5N1 might mutate to a form that seldom infects or spreads among humans into a form highly transmittable by coughing or sneezing. That's airborne. Thus far, the virus has infected close to 600 humans and killed more than half of them. Some numbers are as high as 90 plus. A fatality rate that far exceeds the 2% rate of the 1918 influenza pandemic that killed 100 million people. A 2% rate, much lower, 100 million dead. And of course, that was actually a bioweapon program. We covered that earlier today. So we're going to have a big special report on the doomsday flu that they may release as part of their eugenics program coming up. This is government funded. Never forget that.